Hello everyone! Welcome to Emphy's Sanity episode, I believe it's 5, chat streaming 4. I'm here with Sugar. And
Hi.
hello, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. Except for sleep. I've been getting like an
Oh, without
hour
a
of
doubt.
sleep, but...
Oh! Oh no!
But like, it's all good. It's all good. I'm full of energy, so... Yeah. Let's get started with some questions. So, what sort of mental health struggles have you been facing lately? Or emotional struggles?
I mostly deal with stress and depression.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of anxiety, but it's kind of manageable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going.
It's
I don't really
going.
know how to put it. It's going.
So, how does this affect your mental health?
It honestly is just like it's a toll. Like I don't want to call it a toll, but it's always there,
Yeah.
and it's like how do I explain it? Sorry, I should have planned this better beforehand. I should have written this out. But it's not really like it'll hit in waves is the best way to put it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you'll do your daily thing, it'll hit, or you'll wake up one morning and it'll hit and you're just like, oh, this sucks. Great. My mental health is gonna go down the drain because of this. So
Yeah.
it's something. Like I don't really know the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of a feeling, if anything.
Yeah. So, how do you try to cope with such issues like the depression, the anxiety?
I do my best to find outlets or to talk about it. I do therapy because I need therapy. I need someone to talk to. It's just important to me. That I don't know. It's important to me, and that I've learned that it's important to talk about issues if something's on the mind, if something's stressing you out. It's just good to try to get it out. Don't keep it in, don't bottle it up,
Mm-hmm.
because by bottling it up, it's gonna explode. It's like one of those it's like a Coke bottle and Mentos. You
Yeah.
keep adding to it, it's gonna explode. Don't shake the bottle.
Don't shake the bottle, guys.
Don't shake the bottle.
What about... I guess that kind of answers my next question. Like, my next question is, do you feel successful at handling it?
I would say it's been a long journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long journey because it's been over a decade. Yes, over a decade. So it's taken a lot of figuring out what works for me and what doesn't, because per person, it depends. I would say I've got a better handle on it now than I used to, because for me, I'll get I'll get waves of it, as I said before, and when that happens now, I can tell when it's happening, or sometimes if something's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
just by experience.
yeah, it's just by experience and just by a lot of, honestly, having a good group of friends and support from others. It's just good. It took a long time, but I think that I have an okay grasp on it.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, how do you think we could improve at handling such issues in general, or on a personal level? Like to another person, or on a personal level?
I think, I'm not sure if it exactly counts, but I think that, like, worldwide or internationally, if it was ever possible, therapy should be somewhat accessible to
Mm-hmm.
all, because it's, in my opinion, it might not work for everyone, and that's completely okay. Like, because I tried meditation when I started out. I'm gonna give a quick story. Sorry about this. When I started out in elementary school, I'm an adult now. I started with one therapist.
Mm-hmm.
They suggested breathing exercises, meditation, journaling. meditation did not work for me.
Mhm.
It works for some. It's up to everyone what works for them. I tried journaling, it didn't work for me. It really depended. And he closed my case, which was not the right thing to do,
Yeah.
actually. And I got a new therapist later on, and all I had to do was talk. And for me personally, that works. If anything, I think that talking things out is one of the best ways. It is hard to start because, like, bringing up issues, talking about sad things, it's hard. It's hard to tell people what you're feeling. With, like, not only because social media and society nowadays and how we treat things and we use the word trauma dumping, it makes it harder to talk about these things, which is like
I agree.
it's completely understandable for people to struggle getting help, because in health classes, I don't know if other people experience this, but in health classes in my high school, they tried to somewhat bring it up, but the things that they say, even though they don't fully understand and they're trying to do the best that, like, the education system can, they saying that the person's gonna reach out, sometimes they don't reach out is, like, the thing. Like, that's the hard part. It's case by case. Everyone's different things work. Sometimes journaling, sometimes music, just different outlets. People use reading for, like, escaping. Like why do you think we have escapism? Like, there are so many different things that could work, but so far I think talking is the best way to start. It also brings up the topic, because most of the times we don't want to bring up mental health, or if we do, there's, like, stigma. There's just stigma to it. It's like, because back before, it used to be taboo. It used to be, oh, there's something wrong with you that needs to get fixed, and that's why you have mental health issues. Or people will be like, oh, you have mental health issues because you watch these shows or because you play those games and all that. It's not how it works.
Yeah, no.
It's not, and we really need to bring more awareness, which is why, like, I think you doing this is, like, so, I don't know what the word is, but it's, like, so important, and it's such a good cause. Like, you are doing a great job. Like,
Oh, thank you.
you should
Thank you.
put, like chat should thank you and congratulate you for, like, even thinking of this, because, yeah, like, it's important. It's a good cause.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
that's actually a good segue into my next question. What are ways we could raise awareness for such issues?
It's hard to say. Yes, I can say talking about it more. That's always a good way. But if we could get more education on it, like, it's hard to study it, and it's confusing because it's so, because some of it is literally just per case, and they've done research, but it's hard to get the information out there. So awareness is, like, it's a challenge for it. I think talking about it in schools is a good way to start it ish. But if they, I don't know, if they had programs, maybe they do. If they had programs or, like, some sort of event or something to talk and bring it up, or fund research, I don't know. There are many things that you can do to bring awareness to things. Like, they have, like, when you bring awareness to different causes, there are a bunch of different ideas, but it honestly has to just start with people sitting down, talking about it. What are we gonna do? like, what are we going to change? What do we want to happen? What is
I think
it's
those
not
are
really an answer,
yeah.
but
Well, you mentioned a few things that I believe are pretty good, like answers, like bringing up, like talking about in schools is one that I feel is very important, because that's one way to spread awareness to the younger generation who may not know that they have these issues, or if they're struggling, they know that people might understand more. I think that's really important. And how can we be safe and supported when dealing with these struggles? Like depression, anxiety, other struggles.
That's actually really tough. In general, I think honestly we have to be kinder to one another. Like I don't know if it's just me, but some of the times I'm with friends and I'm hanging out and I'm like, wow, okay, that's not nice, or that's not a good thing to say. It's gonna push people away, and it's gonna like make people not want to talk about it, because and also using words like trauma dumping. Like I understand what the meaning of the word is to an extent, because trauma dumping is like, oh, you're just out of the blue putting this down. But there are some times where people just need help. They're just asking you for help. There are times that people are just struggling, and we have to kind of be like, hey, you're not doing okay. Here, I'll come help. Like you have to lend a hand and be understanding of it, because everyone is going through different things. Everyone is going through something. Like, and everyone needs a friend, in my opinion. Like,
I agree. I do think that people should be a lot kinder to one another. People should be careful about what they say and like things like that. Just people need to be a little more aware of what they're like saying, what they're doing, and how that affects the people around them.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like low key though, online, the world, like some of the community, and no offense to younger generations, like even my generation's a part, I am a part of the generation, but even for my generation and some of the younger kids growing up, this stuff that's happening and some of the words that are being thrown around and the way that they're acting, it's not good. Like I don't know how to say it, but it's not good. I don't think they like care as much, or people care less than they should about certain things like mental health than it should be. Like honestly, it should be cared about a little bit more than it honestly is. So yeah.
Clownfish said, not gonna lie, kids wouldn't care too much about that because the extra hour or two a week will increase the time they spend in a place they want to spend as little time as they can.
That is true.
That is true. I do think it's still important because sometimes I feel like it's what people need to hear. I remember things like schools doing bullying campaigns, and a lot of the kids would actually make fun of it. And but it was important to people like me who were bullied in school and felt like they could be seen, even if just a little bit. It can be important to those who need to see that and need to hear about it, that other people might know like what to do and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's completely. It was similar to me, but we had less things about bullying. So for me, I felt personally very, very alone when I was getting bullied, because they wouldn't tell us much, and when I did try to get help from teachers, it was no help at all. And I don't want to say that the system failed me, but I felt I felt a bit angry later on. Well, not angry. I felt upset because I was like, the system and the adults aren't doing anything to help me when I'm getting bullied, and they won't talk about it. And unfortunately, my high school um after I got bullied and had an interaction with someone online bullying me, um that's when they started to do like bullying, like awareness on bullying. Only then did they start to do that, and that was a little upsetting for me because
Yeah, they didn't do it ahead of time.
kids, like, and also, yes, kids don't want to spend extra time, but you could do the assemblies during a point in the day, you know, like take out a portion of that day. Yes, you're putting them a little bit behind on studies, but so it's educational. They need to hear this stuff. Like they would do assemblies in the day for some of these things in elementary, like where they would like bring in a speaker to talk about bullying.
Yeah.
And like it was important. Or you can add it into the curriculum in some way. Like no kid likes to go to school. No kid liked to go to school. Actually some might have, but that, yeah, no, personally did not. And I understand. But it would, yeah, like it would just be better to implement it into the schedule somehow.
Yeah, like
Make
maybe
it like
during
one
lunch.
day. Yeah, like do a lunch one, like do it in the gym. And yes, some people, like some kids are always going to make fun of it. But until they know or they experience or understand it, yeah, there's only so much that we can do. And I don't know. I don't know if they would ever be able to do like one day where they do like a campaign of something. Like if they did a campaign on I don't know if campaign is the right word actually. Okay, wait, no, an event or something. Like a day for bullying where they spend the entire day not just hearing about it, but doing activities that show like acting or something, or try to show the kids things that they can do, or do some like mental health day where like kids run out and play, or like, you know, like I don't know if they still do this, but they would have like this one day where it was basically just playing in the sun and having fun.
Yeah,
and
field
stuff.
day.
Yeah, field day. If you do something like that and you do some mental health awareness, you do a little talks in the gym, and then you let them go out and, I don't know, do activities that are technically outlets for like mental health stuff, like you could do art, you can do sports or whatever, you know, like do their different activities, teach them how to talk to people if they need help. Like it sounds silly, and it sounds like it sounds annoying sometimes, because in health classes they'll be like, oh, you just need to talk about it, oh, you just need to go get help about it. Well, what if it's hard to get help? And I'd ask them, what if they can't get help? What if like they don't talk? What do you do? And they have no answers for that. Like I understand the teachers, they don't know, but you can you can slip that in the curriculum somehow, maybe. I don't know. It's hard because it's not like we're not therapists. We can't be like, oh, we know what's happening, or that, like the teachers teaching it are, it took me a little moment to not to realize this, but the teachers teaching it don't know. Like they just don't know. We don't know what to do.
I definitely think like having a day would be like a great like idea, especially for like younger kids and stuff. What's this? Fish says, I remember that the school once brought a guy over and he spoke about his personal experience with drugs and how it affected his life in a negative way. And when I talked with my friends, they said it was cool to listen to. So maybe bringing some adult person to talk about how bullying affected them in the past could work. I think that's a great idea, honestly. Like, during lunch, maybe, like, bring someone to talk Um, my school used to do that, but like with other things, they would talk about other things, but maybe talking about things like bullying, how it affected them and how it still affects them is a good way to really show kids that it stays with you sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. They did, yeah, like what Fish said, they did something similar where in my elementary school but they would bring in a police officer to talk about
Mm-hmm.
like drugs and smoking.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't smoke. I don't touch anything that can tamper with my lungs out of fear. Like the guy scared it into me, guys. So, yeah. And that was like elementary school, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It would be good if they like brought in people, like adults, to talk about it. There are always gonna be kids that like laugh initially or just they don't understand it. But you know, it's better to talk about it, have
Yeah.
them have that experience, let it sink in,
So
give them a fear of drug. Sorry.
here's my next question, because we were talking about how both of us were kind of bullied. Was there a time recent or in the past you experienced bullying, and what happened? How did it affect you afterwards, and are you still affected?
I actually do have a story,
Yes.
which is I feel bad about this story because it is kind of it is kind of sad. It is a little it is
Mm-hmm.
not very dark. But recently in university, my first year, so I guess like 2 years ago from now,
Mm-hmm.
I made some friends. Um, and I hung out with a friend group.
Mm-hmm.
I thought everything was going well. I thought, like, wow, I finally found my people, you know? Like, these
Yeah.
guys, they get me, they're understanding. Unfortunately, one of the days, one of our friends said and asked me, hey, you want to go over to the library? Some of our friends are meeting up to study. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll come along. I split off from one of our friend groups
Mm-hmm.
to join them, and we sit down in this booth. We're working. I have my headset in, and then I hear something from the girl across from me. And another one of our friends came along, sat next to me. There are two people on the other side. I'm in the corner, and then another person. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, like the booth setup, you know, kind of how that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I take out my earbuds because I'm not sure if I heard what they said correctly, and they go, we don't want to be your friend anymore. And so I'm a little bit in shock, of course, and I'm kind of understanding of it. And they asked me, do I want to know why? And so, of course, wanting to better myself, I ask yes. And they list off a reason of like a list of 5 reasons of why they don't want to be my friend. One of them was, some of them are actually kind of just straight up rude.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was because my mental health issues, and they were like, you just make us feel gloomy. And the sad part of it is I didn't talk to them much, if anything, about my mental health stuff because I was like, we were so new to being friends. It'd only
Yeah.
been like a couple months, and I was like, why? And also I was in a better place anyway, so I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I had no reason to. But they said that sometimes I'd bring up a story and it just dampened the mood. And like, yeah. One of the others was, they thought that I was an attention seeker when, we made plans one day to go swimming.
Mm-hmm.
I was super excited. I haven't gone swimming in a while. I like swimming. They stood me up. Yeah, yeah. In the end, they stood me up. So that sucked. And they said that I'm an attention seeker because I kept on going on about how I like swimming and I used to do swimming lessons and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, anyways, as the list goes on, and another was, I had an incident during uni where just to, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it too much, but basically be really careful of people,
Yeah.
if anything, there, because yeah, I just had some really creepy guys in my class, so yeah. So basically the list goes on. I'm not feeling too great. I'm stuck in the inside the booth wanting to leave, and once they're done, I pick up my stuff and I don't cry because I don't want to cry in front of them. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I turn around the corner. Obviously I start bawling my eyes out because like it feels awful.
Yeah, of course.
And I go to my other friend group. I call my friend and I'm like, are you guys still over there? Because I kind of need you guys. I don't know if I would say exactly this is bullying for sure. It's more so drama and people just being absolutely mean. But yeah, and it really screwed with me because one of them lent me we had an instance where we were going out for lunch, and I confirmed with them like about the place, because I'm a uni student. I don't have that much money. I have to be really careful. So I was like, okay, you're sure that it's under like $15, right? And they're like, yeah. We get in the car, they switched the place, and we went to a ramen place, and I couldn't afford it. And so one of our friends offers to pay for me. He paid for me. He would not take my money. I tried to pay him back. He kept insisting that I didn't need to give him the money, and it was a mess of things there. And so they used that later on as a reason. And something personally that I have issues with is,
I agree, Clownfish. That doesn't mean that's just cruel and delusional. Honestly, yeah, I would agree with that. That's like pretty awful of a thing like to do.
Okay, sorry. Is it back?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, so yeah, so they brought it up and used it against me, and I felt bad because it was the only hangout off campus that I'd been to, because I can't afford things like they can.
Yeah.
And I had been finally getting somewhat-ish okay with people spending money to help me or to get me like a gift or something with no strings attached. And then this kind of this had the negative effect. This had the opposite effect of it. And so I went to my friends. I was crying obviously because it like sucked. I just got kicked out of a friend group, and I felt like sucky and alone. Like I was awful, and like it must be because I'm doing something wrong. I'm the awful person that all these guys don't want to be my friend anymore. My friends sat me down. They comforted me, and after I told them what happened, they were like, this is not okay. What they did is not okay. That's just straight up bullying at this point. Because they didn't have to, one, they didn't have to compile a list. Two, they didn't have to lure you over into another place on your own. They sat you in a booth and had you kind of like cornered in. Like, this is not this is not okay. And like I I hate to say that I have a lot of sad stories with bullying,
Mm-hmm.
because it happens to me a lot. But like that stuff, even though it's 2 years from now, it sticks with you. Like it screws with you mentally. Like it's not. Like I still, like I was getting better before that happened, and then it kind of I kind of backtracked. I'm kind of getting back to getting better.
Mm-hmm.
But what was I saying?
Yeah, it kind of sticks with you.
Yeah, that stuff, it's gonna it's gonna stick with you for life. Like it's I do what I can,
Mm-hmm.
but I probably am more insecure about losing my friends
Yeah.
more now, because I have a friend group that I've been with for like 5 years, and they're like they're my favorite people.
That's good to hear.
But this event, like when this thing happened 2 years ago, it's given me so much anxiety and like screwed with me a bit, where I get so scared that my friends are gonna kick me out.
Yeah.
It's not it, guys. It's not it. I don't know how to make this lighter. I feel bad. I feel bad about my stories.
Well, I'm about to talk about my experiences.
Yeah.
so it's not gonna help.
Know what? We're doing we're doing great. We're doing great.
Doing absolutely great. Yeah. So in the past, I've had a few incidences with like bullying, and then also like losing friends and stuff. Specifically, like when I was in middle school, I was bullied from 6th grade to 7th grade by different people because they would take advantage of me because I had a hard time saying no to people because I was scared of people. I struggle with social anxiety and like autism, so it's hard for me to like handle people sometimes. So the first girl that was bullying me, I don't think she realized fully that like what she was doing was wrong. She would take advantage of me and like take my phone and stuff to use, and would basically just like go through all my accounts and stuff, and which wasn't that bad compared to 7th grade when this girl really disliked me for some reason. She would constantly yank my hair. She would like put a plastic bag over my face and like do it to the point where I couldn't breathe. I was like bullied pretty like badly, and that was like in the gym, like when you're changing. She would do it behind the teachers' backs. And honestly, like when we were talking about like how the system feels like it failed like us, I definitely felt that at the time. So like I remember I struggled to talk to people about it, and nobody really did anything except for other students. Like that only happened to be like, she only got in trouble when other students actually told like the principals, because my mom tried to talk to the teachers and the teachers wouldn't like respond to like her emails. They wouldn't like care. They wouldn't like, I would watch them like hoping they would check their emails because their room with like their computers was like right by the locker rooms where we would change, and I would just see them like searching for shoes online or something else instead of checking their emails. Meanwhile, I was really suffering like in the back there. And how did it affect me? Honestly, it was really tough. Sorry, my dogs are barking. It was really tough for me. Basically, it affected me for years and years and years afterwards. It still affects me to this day. I've gotten a lot better with like talking to people and stuff. So like I'm slowly getting better, but it made me have like a lot of anger towards like the school system and people, because I felt like nobody noticed what was happening to me. I remember I felt that anger for a very long time. I still can't forgive the girl for what she did, but it's like something that I'm slowly getting over, even to this day, even though it was all the way back then, and now I'm 22, so it was way back.
Yeah, no, like, that's completely understandable. Like, I have stuff from elementary school. That is terrible. What in the heck? But I definitely, I sort of relate to the being angry part about the, like, I was upset at the teachers and the principal for not doing anything, and this was like even elementary school. Yeah, like I started to, like, yeah, like as I said, I started to lose faith in the system, and I got to a point where I was like, what is the point of even telling them? They're not going to do anything. Like, I
that's
kind
what
of
I
am
started
just
feeling.
Yeah, like at a point I stopped. I don't know, it sounds bad. Yes, I can keep going and try to get help, but there was a point where I just stopped telling them, because I was like, they're not going to do anything. Like, I'm on my own here. None of the students are going to do anything. Like, sorry to go back into stories again. I had an instance in elementary school. Well, I got bullied through elementary school onwards. And there was like I got bullied by most of my peers. I didn't really have friends. I mean, when I was younger, I would say that I had friends, but when you look back on it, you realize, oh goodness, no, those are not friends. But I also had an issue, like I still have an issue with saying no too. Like, it's hard. And I had an older kid, sorry to everyone, go up, grab me, and start choking me by the neck. And so I was screaming, and there were students around me, and they didn't do anything. And that sucked. That really, really sucked. So I was screaming my lungs out to try to get the lunch monitor to notice that I'm getting fucking like choked out of my life. And it was horrible. Like, I feel bad that she was taking a bag and doing that to you. Like, that is a horrible feeling.
It is, yeah.
And it also makes you like so fucking fearful, like, as a kid. Like, that is not something that any kid should ever have to like fucking experience. That is not, like, no one would even wish that upon their like worst enemy. Like, that's it was so fucked. And I'm 20 now, and it was really awkward because I was in the car with my brother, and he was trying to make a joke, and he did one of like the hand things, like that you usually like you're gonna choke, and he quickly all of a sudden jumped in front of me, like nearly going for my neck, and I started panicking, and I felt awful. I felt horrible because I thought I was okay after it all. I thought that I was fine, and like a couple weeks ago my brother does this, and I'm panicking, and I'm like, you can't do that to me. Like, no. Also, because, no offense, that's not normal.
Yeah, no.
Siblings,
No.
even siblings, guys, that's not normal. Don't ever do that. Like, don't do that shit. Don't grab their neck like that. Like, don't do that. Just don't scare your siblings off of things that they used to go through. Like, it's not it.
It's not fun. And with like losing friends, it's, I don't even know if to classify it as bullying, because it's kind of not, but at the same time it's being deliberately left out of things. Like whenever I was going in high school, because I was so traumatized from the bullying, I had to quit school and go into online school. So I did online school all throughout high school, and during that time, my friends from elementary school up to then, basically they were going to physical school, the school I was supposed to go to. And over time, they started leaving me out of things. They would literally talk about, like, in the car with me, they would talk about, oh yeah, do you remember, guys, like when that one teacher did this? And I would be like, what teacher? And they would be like, oh, it's a long story, whatever. And then they would continue talking about it. And then they would do things like, hey guys, check the group chat. I checked the group chat. There's nothing there. They're talking about a group chat that they made without me. So, like,
Oh yeah.
like, very cruel. It was very cruel at the time. Like, they didn't even realize how it made me feel. They never noticed. They still don't know to this day, like, how it made me feel. And, like, ever since then, I don't talk to them. And honestly, I feel better for that. It still hurts to this day because they were my best friends for, like, almost like a decade. Like, I really, like, cared about them. And I wasn't always, like, the best person to them, so I felt like it was always my fault that they were doing this. But a lot of it's just them. They just didn't really care. They kind of replaced me with this other guy. And, like, they still invite each other to places, but I'm no longer part of the group. It hurts still. But I'm slowly finding, like, new friends, which has really helped, honestly.
Yeah, that's honestly, it's good.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Mhm.
I'm kind of figuring out right now who are my friends and who really are.
Yeah.
It sounds bad. It sounds bad. But yeah.
Yeah. And how can words, even when said as a joke, leave lasting effects on someone's mental or emotional health? What if a friend makes a joke but it harms you in some way? What are the steps you can take?
I always feel bad, but I always have another story.
No, I love the stories.
I have a recent story.
Yes.
I actually have two stories. But I'll just use the one. I have friends and they make some, like, this is also why I said earlier, I think we all need to be a little kinder to one another. Jokes can go a long way. I'm very much, if you say something that harms another, you apologize. You don't try to excuse it, and you don't try to be like, oh, you're just being sensitive. Because I have people in my life that do that. And it's hard. It's hard to hear people try to dismiss it and be like, oh, you're just being sensitive. Oh, it's not my fault. Oh, yada yada. Try to make excuses. It's not okay. It's not right. Something that you can do, your best chances, even though, like, it's not a fun thing to do, is talk to them, tell them straight up. And if they decide to just push your feelings away and not excuse it, depending on your relationship with them, I don't know. For me, I would take a step back, evaluate them and my friendship, and be like, no, I'm not gonna let you, like, I'm not gonna let you say that. Because, yeah, warning, don't tell people to, like, no, you know what, I'm not gonna say it because, yeah, again, don't want to upset people. There are just some things that you just don't joke about. If someone has said that certain things make them uncomfortable, or they're like, it upsets them, depending on your relationship and your humor and joking with one another, don't do it. Just
Yeah.
don't say that. Don't do it. It's like, because it can make or break a friendship, in my
It
opinion.
can, yeah. I know, for me, like, I have like some people around me that have used like words that I don't really like the R slur, for instance. Like, I don't like that at all. And sometimes, like, especially nowadays, for some reason, it's becoming more popular to use instead of like stupid or something like else. And
Yeah.
it makes me really uncomfortable. And so, like, I know I need to definitely talk to some people about like how that affects me, because they continue to use it around me, because I haven't told them yet. And so that's why it's really important that you like express that you're uncomfortable, like Jenna Chris said, rather than leaving them hanging, because they will continue to kind of push your buttons if you don't tell them off, I feel like.
Yeah. Also, if you don't tell them that it makes you uncomfortable, they won't stop.
Yeah.
Like, they won't know. Like, I hate to say it, it's not entirely someone's fault, but also you do sometimes have to acknowledge they aren't mind readers.
Yeah.
People aren't mind readers. I can't tell. You do have to communicate. Communicating is very important, so.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the long-term effects you've noticed in yourself or others from being bullied or emotionally hurt by peers?
Personally for myself, bullying kinda, how do I explain it? It makes you think more about certain things than maybe you should. And how do I explain it? It can change your lifestyle and the things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
For me, personally, I'm very particular about people being in like too close to me. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds weird, but I don't like people too close to me. Because of my instances of with people just not understanding space and like
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah, when you get like kicked by people and hurt and stuff, like physically, not just emotionally with words,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna deter you from being around people. There are times where, like, some of my friends are very understanding of this. If I don't feel okay, like all of a sudden I don't feel okay, like I have moments where I get very insecure.
Yeah.
And some of those insecurities literally just stem from things and words that people have said from elementary school. And sometimes, like, the voices and the people, they'll haunt me because they still somewhat live around me, and I live in like the same town as them. So it's like, if I run into them, I get scared. If I see someone that looks like them, or I hear a voice like them, I get scared. Like, it's
Yeah.
its long-term effects are ooh, wow, what a fun bag of worms.
Mm-hmm. I know for me, for a long time, people that looked like my bully used to scare me. Like, if they even had like the same hair, if they had the same complexion, if they had like similar features, I would get scared of them, and I would like go like the long way, like around them, and like I would basically automatically assume that everyone was hating me, everyone was gonna hurt me, everyone was like mad at me or something because of this experience. And it took me a long while to realize that people's first thought is not always like, hating me. that I'm not like instantly hated, like except for maybe like a few people. There's always gonna be people out there that just don't like you for no reason. But like, I feel like now I'm more comfortable talking to like unknown people, and yeah, I don't know where I was going with this.
No, honestly, everything that you said, it's right.
Mm-hmm. What's something about bullying or trauma you wish more people understood?
I wish that more people understood how their words and how bullying affects people, because
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people think that, oh, they'll get over it, you know, like that it'll get that over time it'll heal. It's, how do I put it? It's kind of like scars, honestly. It's like a scar. You have a wound, you give it a long time to heal, but it's still there. The way that I kind of explain like how my depression works is it's a backpack. And like bullying, like it feels like a backpack to me. It's a weight, which, yes, it can get lighter with time, but it doesn't just disappear, you know, like it's been over a decade. Over a decade, and I still get like upset about certain things that were said to me, certain things that happened that made me insecure, and people have hard time understanding that, and of course, it's hard to understand something that you haven't experienced. Like I will give everyone the benefit of the doubt of that, because it's like it's different experiencing it than hearing about it.
Yeah.
In a way, like hearing about it is, yes, you understand it, and it sounds, oh my goodness, awful, but then being in the situation it's an entirely different ballpark. It's, yeah, but yeah, I wish that people did more to stop it. If they, like, I understand that with being a bystander and not doing anything, you kind of save yourself from getting hurt, but people need that help. Like they some fights can't be taken on alone. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably more that I wish, but I don't have that in my head right now, so yeah.
What has helped you begin healing from bullying or trauma?
Mostly, honestly, talking about it. I feel bad that most of my answers are talking about it. Like my best outlet has always been talking.
Same.
Like I've shared stories, some of these stories like these on my streams even. I talk to my friends. I do some writing. That helped. And then doing therapy for me, or like talking it through with someone and getting an outside opinion to try and understand the things, that's helped me a lot, because there were some things that I didn't know how bad they were until someone else was like, that's actually not normal. And I was like, oh, great. So I don't what's it called? What's the word? Friends don't treat you like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like it, you know, it's taking time, but yeah.
Yeah, I think talking about it is what helped me the most. Just being able to put it to words and get it off my chest, because definitely like bottling it up is something like I struggled with when I was younger, because I would keep it to myself because I was afraid of like getting hurt or like crying, because I know it would like hurt a lot to even talk about it, but talking about it was like a release almost.
I don't know what the word for it is, but like you understand the feeling.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. It's just, it's nice to feel seen
Mm-hmm.
after feeling like that for so long.
Yeah. Especially like honestly hearing like things like, oh, that's not normal, or like you were right in this situation, or like in this situation it's not right what they did. Just hearing that from someone else just helps to really understand it in your brain and like process things and be like, oh, it isn't normal. What happened is actually wrong, and I'm not alone in this, and I have people that are supporting me. Things like that. So, what would you say to your younger self or someone currently going through something similar who feels alone or ashamed?
I have two different responses.
Yeah.
For someone that's going through this, the first thing that I can say is I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
for them for having to experience something like that. And I know that like we really hate, like at least I really disliked hearing this sometimes when I was younger and going through it, because I was like, goodness, are you kidding me? And I was really upset and angry, you know?
Yeah.
Like just as a kid you are. Whenever someone was like, things will get better, I would be like, are you really? Really? You know, like I would get a little upset. And I'm not exactly gonna say that as like as a concrete answer on, oh, don't worry, just keep going, keep waiting, and it'll get better. No, you have to start doing something. And it's hard. And it's easier if you have like people to support you, like good friends or something. But you do have to start figuring out what are you gonna do. Try to get help, therapy if possible. Yes, things might get better. They can get better. I would say instead of things will get better, I'd say they can get better.
Yeah.
Because it really depends on you. Like it does. And yes, it's embarrassing at times to get help, and being ashamed, it's understandable. Your feelings are valid. You being upset is valid. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be bullying you. That is on them. And karma will come back, hopefully, to bite them. If it doesn't, sadly, sometimes. But honestly, you're not alone. People go through this. It's not easy. And I'm not, like, I won't have an answer. I do not have, like, this one perfect, concrete, almighty, all-knowing answer. That stuff, you have to understand that it's gonna stick with you. And I hate to say it, but I'd rather, if anything, I'd rather be honest with them.
Yeah.
And be like, it's gonna stick with you, and it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna be a battle, but you have to find a way to keep fighting, and you have to, I don't know how to put it into words without saying something really bad. You have to find something, you have to find motivation, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It takes time, it takes effort, but you can do it.
Yeah.
And then to my younger self, if anything, I'd really just I ain't gonna lie, I probably would break down crying.
Mhm.
If I did see my younger self, I'd break down crying. And that she's gonna do some pretty amazing shit.
Mhm.
That's yeah. I'm not gonna go on, or I genuinely feel I will cry. So
Okay.
I don't wanna
Yeah.
do that.
No worries. And what's one thing you hope someone listening to this episode walks away with today?
I hope if anything, you guys, there's some awareness. You learned something from this.
Mhm.
If you are feeling alone, if anything, you try to get help. You understand that, or, well, not you understand, but you're not alone. There are people around. If anything, I wouldn't mind helping out other people if needed, or someone to talk to, because when I was younger, like, that's what I needed. But honestly, just walk away from today cherishing everything that you have. And I don't know, if you're interested, learn more. It would be good.
Yes.
Awareness is important. I don't know, I probably had other ideas, but honestly, just do your best. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think that someone listening to this episode, honestly, I really hope that you learn to like open up. In some ways, it definitely helps because bottling it up really harms you in the end. I always struggled with that, like, really badly. I always bottled things up and I became an angry person. And when I started to actually like let down my walls, then I felt a lot kinder, and like I could actually not only help myself but help others. And I hope that people learn that you're not alone. Like, we have gone through bullying, like both of us. Like, so if you're going through that, just know that we're here. And we've gone through that too. And definitely, like you said, that healing will take a long time. It will stick with you. But things can get better. It can get better as long as you work for it, and definitely try to at least talk about it and take one step forward. So yeah, and with
Good.
that, I think we'll end here. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, all my links are under exclamation point links. That's exclamation point LINKS. That's where you can find my Discord, as well as all my other links. When I post the YouTube video, you can find CinnamonRollSugar's links there too. If you're watching right now from the channel, hi. And yeah, thank you for coming, Sugar.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. And with that, I'm gonna end here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nice meeting
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Yes.